Hello.
Hi.
Hey everybody. I'm Bradley.
I'm Sky.
And today we're going to do a video segment on the exact cost to retire or to live in Thailand. Basically, this is one of the 6 advantages to living in Thailand we're going to go over. So this is really our first real video on hard numbers and how to retire in Thailand. So we're going to start out. The average American retirement salary is $48,000 per year, and they spend $46,000 of this per year according to the Department of Labor. So we took $48,000 and divided by 12 to come up with $4,000 US per month. Now in Thailand, it's roughly 59-60% of what it is in the US, so 40% less. So in the US, if you have an average of $48,000, it comes to $4,000 per month. In Thailand, that would equal $2,500 per month. Now, is that what it costs to retire in Thailand? Well, we'll go over that in a minute. But this is the money, the purchasing power according to Numbeo or some of the websites that translate purchasing power. Now, I'd like to put a caveat in here. That's Thailand on the whole. One of the cheapest places to retire in Thailand is Chiang Mai. In Chiang Mai, that would come out to $1,800 or $1,800 per month. Now, there's some things that aren't always in these figures. These are average monthly, so we need to go over those. The first thing I want to go over is rent. And rent will actually be our next video. We'll go over that as well and show you a place. But for rent, I'm going to give you my actual experience. So in Bangkok, where I live now, this was when I first moved here, and I wasn't spending a whole lot of money. I'm spending more today, but I wasn't spending a whole lot of money. This was basically my budget. It says $2,500 on that paper, and that is exactly, almost to the dollar, what I was spending. So for Bangkok, my rent is $500 for the place you see behind you. I live about 2 kilometers from the center of the foreign district, and it's a wonderful area. So for me, rent here is $500. Is that what you have to pay in Bangkok? I think if you go further out, say Bang Na.
Yeah.
What it costs there? How many baht?
I think in 1 month, all right?
1 month, yeah.
Yeah, 1 month is 6,000 or
6,000 baht.
yeah.
6,000 or 7,000 baht, which is about 225 US dollars. That's if you go further out in Bangkok and you're not in the foreign district. So there's variations here. You don't have to spend $500, but I do. On my food, it's rather high. I also spend $500, and that's because I eat a lot of foreign food. I eat about 75% of my meals are Indian or American or some sort of Western food, and they run $8 to $10 a piece. And then the others are Thai food. Now, my breakfast, for example, here in Bangkok, I eat breakfast for $1, and it's fantastic. It's a huge bowl, has meat in it, meat, rice porridge. So the next thing, for Bangkok, bills are a little more expensive. Electricity is a little higher, everything's a little higher. So I spend about $300 on bills, and maintenance, just general maintenance, motorcycle maintenance, light bulbs, all this other stuff, and shopping. I do about $600 worth, 300 and 300. Now, travel, I lumped travel, medical, and visas all together. Now, I don't actually spend $500 a month to go traveling because I stay around Bangkok a lot. I like it here. I love Bangkok. But sometimes, a couple times a year, I do go over to Vietnam. I've ran down to Indonesia. So I've kind of grouped all these together, and my monthly budget on that's about $500. For the medical part, it's about 40,000 baht a year. So my number came out exactly almost $2,400. Now, if you subtract travel, you have about 1,900. Well, you still got your visas, but you got about 2,000 baht. About 2,000 baht a month at where I'm living now, which is a pretty nice 2-bedroom condominium. Now, for Chiang Mai is a lot cheaper. Everybody knows, right?
Yes.
Even the Thai people know.
Yeah.
Do Thai people like Chiang Mai?
I like Chiang Mai. It's a good weather and so cool. I
Oh,
like it.
so cold. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cooler weather, more temperate.
Yeah, so fast.
So a lot of people prefer to live in Chiang Mai. I lived in Chiang Mai many years. So for Chiang Mai, my expenses were rent was $300 for a 2-bedroom house, not condo, not apartment. My food ran $400. Once again, that's because I eat a lot of foreign food and eat a lot of Western, $6, $7, $8 a meal. My bills were really cheap, $100. Maintenance was much cheaper, just on my motorcycle, etc., etc. Shopping, I still spent about the same. Shopping was still around $300 because I shop online. And travel was less because I traveled around the Chiang Mai area to get to see interesting things, and it's just cheaper up there. So medical and visas are the same. So for me, Chiang Mai ran about $1,550, maybe $1,600 per month. Less travel, call it $1,250, $1,300. So that's about the expenses per month in Chiang Mai. Now our last slide is startup costs if you move here. You would need a 2-month deposit for your home. So I put $1,000 for Bangkok if you lived where I wanted. You need to buy a nice motorcycle. I put $2,000, that's 60,000 baht, buy a pretty almost new, if not new, Honda Click or a nice, not something like that. Insurance, about $1,500 to kick it off. That's for a year, for their minimum requirement for insurance here. And the retirement visa is subject to how much work you want to do. I spend $600 on my visa because I have a service to it. You can get down that as low as around $100 if you do all the paperwork and fill it out yourself. And so all that comes up to $8,100. Now I'm sure I left out little details like stopping at the Starbucks when you're traveling. Oh, airfare, 3,000 baht, $3,000. Comes out to about $8,100. Now I put 10,000 total because there's all little details, a piece of luggage breaks, just small things that I can't remember to put in here. So I'm going to say probably cost about $10,000 startup to move here halfway comfortably. But once you're here, the price of everything's as much as you want it to be. If you're a little short on money like I am some months or have been in the past, I would go down in Chiang Mai and eat khao soi every day. $1.50 a bowl. $3 a day, and I'm eating food. When I have a little more money, I go and spend more money at the nicer restaurants. Today we had 3 people and ate Japanese.
Yes.
And sushi.
Yeah.
Did you like the sushi?
I so love it. Sushi.
Good. So we ate sushi, Japanese. All for the price was 3 people in the middle of Bangkok at a nice restaurant for $25. You just can't go eat sushi, nice food, salmon sushi,
yeah.
And for 25 bucks, can't for 3 people. That's just not doable. So anyway. Okay, so that's it for today.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody, and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.